Elias Pettersson is 2 goals shy of 200 and in the starting lineup for the Canucks. So we're underway here on this last Saturday before the Olympics. Face off 1-by-1. Nick Robertson with a quick shot, kicked away by Tolopilo.
Use any room, but afterwards out of the corner, it's Matthews finds that inside route, and you can see Tolopilo's up.
12 goals in the month. Matthews trying to twist away from Ratu. Domi on a great pass, back to Matthews, puts in front.
You win these last 3 and you get a little bit of a break. You get a reset to try to start it all over again.
Here's Brandon Carlo in, and that's stopped by Tolopilo.
Find your game again and try to keep chipping away each and every. How many teams are in that situation in the East right now? You could talk to 7 or 8 of them.
That one skips past Lecker-Mackey. Dumped in by Bluger. Back goes Rafai. He'll fire it around. Off the stick. Looked down by Theo Joseph. Here's Lecker-Mackey. Scores! Snapped it past Wall for the icebreaker.
To have is at least get an opportunity for someone to be there on your side. Instead, it's 2 Vancouver Canucks. Good job at the line, and then how about this seam pass and catch and release there as Lecker-Mackey does a great job. He's got his head up the whole time. He's got a little separation between the defenders there, and just an errant clearing play.
Kicked away at the rebound. Keane couldn't handle it, then back the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Domi and Matthews. It's Domi across. Rebound and off the post is Ekman Larsson.
A 3-on-1 opportunity. Look at the effort. Myers coming back. Domi just thinking pass, I think, the whole way. Look at
Elias Pettersson along the boards. Feeds back to the point. That shot. Target. Pettersson scores on the ricochet off the inboards. 2-0. Vancouver. Didn't push Garland into the goaltender. Didn't look like that was the case.
You know, and Garland's working so hard to try to get some open ice in there. He took the inside route the very first time. So the initial route that he took wasn't because of Rafai. And then on the spin back, I think Rafai is outside of the crease and not getting him, but didn't take too long. We'll get our call.
After video review, the call on the ice, no goal.
Hard to have a line stay together for an awful long time, and maybe those 2 youngsters can do it.
Riley tried to shovel it in front. Nylander with a chance, didn't get much on it. There's Philip Hedl sending it across, and that's intercepted by McMahon, and away goes Ekman Larsson. Got Robertson with him. Nick Robertson over the line, trying to twist away from Joseph. In the slot, scores! Nick Waugh from Nick Robertson, and the game is tied.
As coming down the lane, you get a good defensive play, throw it to an area. Robertson gets this puck, a couple of hard strides, backs the defenseman off, makes it look like he's going back down, and just right in that scene. Look at the reaction of Nick Waugh right away. Just stopped in that quiet area, was ready for the shot, and at that point, Chris, it doesn't really matter how hard the shot is, it's just the quick release, a little screen in front by Myers.
Not worried about coming out of the lineup as much as has been the case in the past. Evander Kane back in, and the late man Willander scores! Tom Willander, and Vancouver regains the lead. Another quick response against a Leaf goal.
And another example of a defenseman reading the transition game and just jumping up and finding the open ice. You know, it happens so often, you're thinking offense, so Morgan Riley comes in. Look at the 4 Vancouver Canucks quickly close that gap. Elias Pettersson to the side, and wow, what a pass there by Evander Kane. Right over the stick of Morgan Riley, who came back. Good adjustment there by Willander, and then he calmly puts that one underneath the blocker.
Eyes off the boards, taps it through. Robertson, centering pass. Myers off his stick and almost into the net.
One-timer at the other end, and then Jake DeBrusk in tight, looking to pass. Nope, nothing's there. Tried to slide one between the elbow and the body.
McCabe tied up, leaned on, turned over. Here's DeBrusk, and whoa, it's a top spot on Jake DeBrusk in tight. Long, they've lost 18 of 20. 8 straight, and we'll have to come back in the third period tonight to change that script.
He's been averaging in that 19 to 21 or 2, and so it was kind of an odd mix there in that game.
And against Vancouver, he was 20-43 in that game. Here's Domi, and scores! Overpowers Tolopilo. And the game tied once again.
And Domi on a little bit of a hot streak here. 5-game streak now, points in 7 of 8. And this just fooled the goaltender. It's the battle for that loose puck. 1, 2, 3, 5 bodies there fighting for it. And you can see Tolopilo felt it on his shoulder. And not often do you see a shot respond like that. It hit his shoulder, but just chipped right up and over and off his back and in. And the one thing that Craig Berube has said numerous times for Domi is shoot the puck, Max. And there's a good
shot of the game for Brandon Carlo. Still looking for his first Leaf goal. Tavares in front, and the glove stop. And a beauty for Tolopilo.
Carlson going to the net there, and the traffic in front. You could see Tolopilo finding that one through the legs.
Matthews on the retrieval, chopped past him, but held in at the line. Big rebound, Matthews in front. Domi couldn't find it. Tolopilo got a glove on it.
It's been an interesting one. Another bouncer in front. I said nothing has been clean for him to try to handle, and you could see even that bounce.
Trying to get it to Nylander. Tolopilo plays that away with Michelli. Would have been first man to it. Tavares, glove stop. Tolopilo again, flashing weather. The period, and John Tavares with the best chance to give the Leafs the lead. Out come Vancouver, 3-on-2, maybe 4 on the attack. Filipino cross and one with his best stop of the game. Pettersson sends it wide.
Good effort to strip the puck, pulls it to the inside, and watch the tracking of Woll coming across. He just, at the last second, was able to close the 5-hole. It almost looked like he got trapped across, thought it was going to beat him, and then
trying to come up with it, but David Camp finds it, and out comes Rodick. Late stages, he'll just flip it in, and this one will go to overtime here in Vancouver tonight. Battle, David Camp's 11-6, Tavares 11-7, and the Leafs control the draw, and they'll go right to the attack. It's McKay and Tolopilo, getting up a little slowly, but able to recover to get Leaf possession.
There's not only 50 seconds.
Stop by Woll.
The battle behind the net, the other side. Whoop, there you go with Garland, who hasn't scored in 6.
Load up by Matthews, and Matthews took it away. McCabe, pocket picked by DeBrusque. Garland goes to the net. Connor Garland, stopped by Woll. And now, maybe a break for Matthews. Does he have enough in the tank? Auston Matthews, and we may get a penalty shot. What a spot for Nikita Tolopilo as Auston Matthews looks for his 27th and a game winner. And Tolopilo says no.
You're right, how much that takes out of you, that long shift. And credit Tolopilo, just didn't bite for anything. Didn't give him the 5-hole. Maybe could have tried to slide it, but as he went across, good timing there by the Vancouver goaltender to not give him anything. He couldn't even watch.
Over on the ice now, fresh legs at the end. So we will go to a shootout tonight. Missed on his first try this year. And it takes speed in against Tolopilo. Scores! That's the Nylander trademark move.
You know, if you're going slowly, this move from his right to his left allows the goaltender a little bit more time. Fans on
with Elias Pettersson, 0 for 4. And Woll outweights him. And the Leafs can win it with Auston Matthews coming over the boards.
Those moves, you really have to freeze the goalie. Otherwise, he's able to move in.
Legs might be a little fresher. Auston Matthews scores, and the Maple Leafs have won at Rogers Arena for the first time since 20 19.
In the third, they are going to have 4 or 5 great chances. How about this? Just froze the goaltender, Tolopito, a little bit more speed. So as he came across the other way, reacted to the goals. Once he's down, you got him. And a nice little forehand backhand.